I'm kristyglass, and I finally got him.
She snagged me. Catch and release. You're gonna want to release. No.
This is what I did. No,
You're
literally,
stuck with me.
I came up to him and I put my hand on your arm and I was like, it's time.
Uh-huh.
And he said, okay, what
No,
time?
I was assuming like, oh, we can like Skype, like let me schedule or something.
No,
You're like,
I was
no, tonight.
Tonight!
Like, okay.
I'm so glad you said yes.
I'm so glad too.
Okay, so these are the reasons I'm so glad. Okay, first of all, we've met a couple of times.
Yes.
But it was always in like the fangirl like environment.
Yeah.
Because your life is fangirls.
Yes.
And so it's really, it's intense for
Fan
you.
Moms. Fan Moms. The new show airing on HBO. Fan Moms with Westness.
Oh my god. But it's intense for you.
Yeah,
It's
it
intense.
can be.
And I've noticed what you do is you say to them, because people are like,
Uh-huh.
that's what happens.
Sometimes.
So you were
sometimes
like-
they cry, sometimes they shake, and other times they're really lovely.
well, I mean, they're all mean to be lovely.
Yeah.
But they're so excited.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is he'll say, do you want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Because that's like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
And you know that's what people want.
Yeah, because sometimes I've learned that sometimes it takes 5 minutes to get to that. Like, they don't want to ask.
So let's
And I'm
just
like,
get to
this is what you're here for. And then I ask, and then they say, no, who are you? And then I feel like shit.
Shut, that never happens!
Yes, it does!
No. Oh my
They're
god.
like, I thought you were Jared Flood. That's why I have to dress so differently. That's why you've seen such a
That's why you
change.
changed
I have to
yourself.
differentiate myself from every other male knitter.
Stop it.
They think we're all the same. We're all named Steven or Jared or that's it.
Okay, but anyway, so we've met like in several different situations, and you're always in there. But like at TNNA, we're at TNNA right now.
We're at TNNA.
And it's a little more low key, right?
It's super low key.
Feels different.
So most of you watching have probably been to like festivals or like knitting events or shop events
Mhm.
where it's like busy and frenetic and people
Yeah.
like clawing for yarn and you're like, no, that's my pink stain. But here it's like lots of booths. There's like one person at a booth at a time.
Mhm, mhm.
Like the ratio of wholesalers to retailers is pretty equal.
It is.
Looks like.
Yeah.
So it's like super chill.
Mhm. And so I felt like we could have a more normal interaction.
Yeah, I'm not hiding in bathrooms at Rhinebeck.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I think this was actually perfect
Yeah.
for us. It was great.
Destiny.
It was destiny.
Mhm.
And the other thing that's destiny about it
Yes.
is that I started my YouTube channel 1 year ago.
What?
And so this is, I was
Congratulations.
thinking to myself, because of course I've knit some of your stuff, you know
Yeah.
that.
You need a
and
pink eye.
Totally loved my
Pink
pink eye.
eyeball
Okay,
shawl, y'all.
I'm gonna be honest, this is like true confessions. I wasn't excited about the eyeball shawl.
True confessions
Until-
of a West Knitaholic.
Yeah.
Sometimes he scares me, but he always sucks me in.
Yes!
Converted to the eyeball
Well,
shawl.
the eyeball, it's like a hypnosis, you know?
Yeah.
But then when I
eyeball
saw
shawl.
Karen's,
Yeah, she
that's
made,
when I knew
she
I
made
wanted
the
to make
first pink eye.
and so I made the
And
second.
now there's matching. Every eye has to have a second eye,
Yes.
unless you're a pirate.
Oh my gosh, so we have a pair.
Mhm.
Unless you're a pirate.
Mm.
When I was making that, people were like, you have to have Steven on. And I
Yeah.
wanted to have you on. And so it's like really cool that a year later I have you on.
Yes, I'm
So thanks for
here.
being
We're
here.
in my hotel room.
Mhm, super fancy.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, that was a really long intro, but I had to give you like our history. Oh, and also, I was really excited that the sweater, my first sweater that I knit was the Enchanted Mesa.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Maybe the
I'm
second.
knitting that right now. I'm
I
re-knitting
saw
it.
that.
Mhm.
I love it. And you probably won't remember this because you meet 100,000 people, but I actually met you at VKL several years ago,
Uh-huh.
and we took a picture together.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And
I don't remember. I'm
of course
terrible
not.
at memory.
Well, why would you?
The thing is, you always have to say, it's good to see you.
Yeah, that's
and
what you
not,
say.
It's so great to meet you. And they're like, I've taken class with you 3
Yeah.
times. And
But if they take offense to that, that's their bad. That's their bad because they need to think about your life. And so whenever I've met you, I've always
it's
said,
all about me. No.
no, but no, you know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
like this is who
yeah.
you are, and like if you wanted to be incognito, you wouldn't wear this.
No. Well,
And you're tall too.
that's true.
You can't help that.
I thought I was being incognito at Rhinebeck. I wore a rainbow onesie
Okay,
with the sweater,
stop
speckled,
it.
yeah, a speckled sweater and matching leggings, rainbow. Because if there's yarn everywhere, so if you stand in front of yarn, you blend in.
Camouflage.
But then I realized that a lot of festivals outside and it's all nature and brown, which was like vintage West Knits, and then I stood out like a unicorn, and I was surprised when people like launched at me, like following me.
Surprised.
I
Was that
I
the most intense?
That was the most intense.
Lavanya was saying that she was like being your wrangler, like at
Yeah.
Disneyland. Mickey has
She
a
was
wrangler.
with me, and
She was
like
your
I had to
wrangler.
like have blinders on. But I knew there would be knitters there, of
Of
course,
course.
because I've been there before,
Yeah.
and I knew I'd meet some people. But I honestly thought like, well, everyone wears a sweater, everyone's dressed up, but I always have this like exploded version of a place in my mind that I dress towards that never matches reality.
Yeah.
So that happened. The first time I went to Paris, I was like, oh, I'm going to Paris. It's a fashion city. I'm going to dress up. So I wore my thigh lighters, my neon knit thigh lighters, in a see-through plastic cut-up vinyl mesh tank top that I knit on like size 35 needles. I'm like, I'm wearing my fashion, my knit fashion. And then everyone in Paris is like black, gray, navy, hyper-conservative, and like staring. I'm like, but I feel great. Like, this is my dream and fantasy of this place.
Did you feel self-conscious?
At first, yes. And then, like, I don't care. Like, I look better than that man right there wearing khakis and pleats.
Yeah. Own it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the questions?
Yes.
I have a
There's
million.
questions.
I have a million questions. So, tell me your fiber story. Or how you got to fiber, because I feel like you're a dancer.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about
I didn't get to fiber. Fiber got to me.
Yeah, tell it.
So I learned fiber. I learned from a friend in high school. They taught me to knit, to do the knit stitch. It was terrible because it was chunky acrylic blue yarn that I will never knit with that color to this day.
Really?
It's like the specific shade of turquoise that only exists in acrylic form.
Yes.
I don't have anything against acrylic except everything. No, except I love nylon because it's in soft yarn.
There's a place in the world for acrylic.
Yes, there is.
And a lot of people learn to knit on acrylic.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yes,
And
I
it
just
fits a certain
had terrible
budget.
experiences with it.
Okay.
So at that time in my life, I loved it. But once you feel this like soft merino, your bank account feels it too. And I like was broke and buying all the yarn and loved it. So I made it into a job so that I could afford yarn.
Okay. But
Yeah.
we skipped over the dancing. Is dancing part of your life?
So I
Wanna
learned
talk about that?
to dance and knit the same year.
Okay.
I went to this public high school where you could take dance instead of PE.
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
I'm in.
So I did that. I started knitting that year, had a knitting club, and then went to school for dance and was knitting in between.
Okay, wait. Is anyone from your first knitting club still in touch with you?
A couple, I think.
They're like the first Stephen West
Like,
fans.
I've talked with a couple of them, and there's always this debate. Like, I just met my friend Abigail from New York, and I told her, like, oh yeah, I remember when I learned to knit. And it was when I was 16 at this musical, and she's like, you didn't learn to knit then. It was a year later, and I still like have this conflict in my head. So I've been telling this story so much, like when you'd say a dream, and like
then
you make it
real.
true.
Yeah.
I think that's my knitting story.
Oh, shoot.
So I need to make up a better one.
Yeah,
like,
as long as it's not true.
Trapped in an attic and taken hostage, and someone threw this acrylic boucle at me and said, "This is your escape." And I had to figure out how to knit. And I knit a ladder down and escaped like Rapunzel, but with yarn.
That's your new knitting story.
If I tell it 100 more times.
I love it. Okay. So you wanted to make a business of it so you could afford all the merino.
No, I didn't want to make a business of it because I thought if I made a business and it was my job that I would hate
Ruin
it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, it has to be my passion. I have to still love it. And then it formed into this traveling, teaching. I wrote this book and published more patterns. And a few years later, I realized it was a full-time job. Okay.
Whoops.
But I still love it.
Good.
So now accept that it's a job, and where do I move with that?
Okay, so what was that process like for you? Like, what was the first moment where you're like, oh, because you mentioned vintage Steven.
Yeah.
So talk about him versus the now.
He's still in there. It's an onion.
Talk about.
I still feel like the same exact kid that's in love with yarn and making things that I want to wear. It's just the style and colors are changing. And I feel like I'm just letting go of more rules.
Love.
Like you have to do Fair Isle and Entrelac and intarsia and lace to be a good knitter. Like I love garter stitch and color and speckles. Like why can't that be enough? And then Brioche comes and it takes over my life. I'm like, oh, okay.
Brioche.
Surrender.
Oh my gosh, I meant to wear my Brioche.
Surrender to Brioche. Yeah, we're not even wearing any knits.
Is this ridiculous?
This isn't a knitting podcast. We're not actually knitters.
This is ridiculous that we're not wearing anything. Okay.
I do have a project.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
Oh, good questions.
What was your first design?
My first design was the boneyard shawl.
People have been talking about that a lot lately.
It's a top-down triangle. It's gotten over like 100,000 downloads. It's crazy. It was my
Do the
first.
math.
It was my first free pattern, and.
But now you charge for it. You better.
No, it's free. Because you have to invite people in and like.
Not anymore.
Yes.
Okay, let's charge 50 cents for it.
No, because there's always new knitters. Like I met this like little boy at my last event. He was 9 years old, and he doesn't have like a PayPal.
No.
He's like looking, or his mom's looking online for him. And he got one of my patterns to knit. I'm like, you're 9. You're not going to knit a pattern. He's like, yeah, I've already made gloves, and I'm going to knit your Chadwick shawl from book 1 with intarsia and slip stitches and top-down construction.
He did not.
I'm like, you're 9. Like,
I love him. Did you get a picture?
Yes. There's
Oh
a
my
picture
gosh.
on Instagram of him wearing my dress and like the future.
I love him.
So you have to inspire the young ones. 'Cause,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about going from being unknown to well-known. Can you articulate that?
Well, I blame Ravelry for everything.
Okay.
They're the reason.
I
that
found you on
can
Ravelry.
Be a knitting designer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before that, you had to do like the publishing route.
Yes.
Like Kay Fassett.
Yes.
And my friend, I can call her my friend, the Queen of Brioche, Nancy Marchand.
Yeah.
She's been designing for 3 decades.
Yes.
And doing magazines and books.
Yeah.
And now you can
Just
like
be a designer.
sprout up, and it's hard work, but like other people are doing it, like Andrea Mowry, I love her. And all these like Ravelry folks. Isolde was one of them in the beginning. Like she was one of the first like big Ravelry designers. And it's a ton of work, but yeah, it's just kind of channeling your passion and obsession into like your photos and sharing your ideas, and it's something that is possible, but right from the get-go it was crazy.
It was.
Like
So you
when
don't
I shared
Yeah, go ahead.
my first patterns, before that I was so into Ravelry, like picking out patterns and designs and downloading things and talking in the forums. So when I shared my first few designs and pictures in my notebook on Ravelry, like all these ladies from like all these countries and places, like, you shared this picture, like, where is that pattern? I need to knit it right now. I'm like, how do you write a pattern? I don't know how to make a PDF. I like sent a message to Through the Loops, Kristen Kapoor. She was designing a lot at the time, and she's still like making rad stuff.
So prolific.
I remember sending her a Ravelry message asking like, I love your knits. I knit some of her designs. How do you make a PDF?
Did she help you?
And she helped me.
Of course she did.
She said, click on file, print, save as PDF, you dummy. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, but people like were craving it right away.
Right away.
Knitters are hungry people.
You were filling in a gap.
Yeah.
Were you doing that intentionally or
No.
by accident?
No, everything's been unintentional, like just following my fascinations. But like
Instincts.
learning something and sharing it, and other people are fascinated by that. But yeah, I didn't plan out step by step, like this is what I'm gonna do. It's just sharing, and yeah.
I was drawn to your pattern because of your photo.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about
Which
photos.
photo?
The Enchanted Mesa.
Okay.
Like that whole series.
Not from my plaid denim years. I did selfies before they were a selfie, like with a Canon PowerShot Pro or whatever they were called. Like, oh my gosh.
No, it was like you were making shapes,
Yes.
you know, with your sweater.
Dancing with knits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that because I'm in the photo industry. I don't know if you know anything about me, but I have a background in modeling, and now I'm a baby wrangler.
Sweet.
So I'm on set with babies modeling and children modeling. So I'm on set a lot.
You should be. That sounds like on set with me. I'm a big baby. Big
Come on,
baby
Steven.
fashion.
Come on,
Hashtag
Look
big
right
baby
here.
fashion.
Let me make you smile. Come on.
Ah, speckles.
Focus. So look at my toy. Look at my toy. Ah! Yeah, that's me all the time. All the time. Oh my gosh, if you saw me wrangling, you'd die. Okay. Oh, it's a workout. But so I'm used to looking at composition, lighting.
Yeah.
You know, I have an eye for it.
Yeah.
And so I loved your photos. And so talk about making that photo. Who was it? All you? Did you have help?
No, like 4 or 5 years ago, I only did my own photos and like kind of made it work so it looked okay. And then the first big series I started working on with Alexandra Feo. It's this amazing artist in Amsterdam. She does knit and crochet design as well, and makes jewelry, and is a self-portrait artist and makeup artist. And she was one of the first crafters I met in Amsterdam, so we started collaborating. We did like a photo shoot outside first, and then we started doing these makeup studio photo sessions. And to this day, like those are my favorite creative days.
So great.
She's so talented.
Yeah.
She lived in Japan for a while, in Paris too. Like she just has this eclectic mix of references and resources, and such specificity in what she does. Like she is brilliant. Not like, I want this colorful makeup look, splash, 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 done. Like an hour or two just making one look and spending all afternoon photographing it. So that was like a big transition, I think, from what I was doing before to what I'm into now.
I think that made a huge difference for you. And like in the industry, we spend a whole day on a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course we do. And
Yeah.
that's what you had to do to get the best stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
you
do
took
like
hundreds of frames.
like maybe 2 looks in a day,
Mhm.
and like change outfits 2 or 3 times, and like that was a full day of work.
Yeah.
And most people think like, oh, like you can shoot all that collection like one day.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but it's not as good.
No, you need a
And
team
it
or something.
hurts. Yeah. I mean, I always laugh at like the school photo. When you go to take your school photo, you get one chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Photographer's
No.
You get one chance.
No, you're seeing the like one image that we picked as the best one out of like 500
Yeah.
ugly ones.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's what really, in my opinion, from like the consumer point of view, that's what like really made you stand out to me.
Yeah, it makes
was
a
that.
big difference. Like, yeah, picking and curating what you present out.
Mhm.
Sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm more rushed, or like
Yeah.
we'll just take a picture and call it good.
Yeah.
But what I appreciate and like respect most in collaborating with others is giving yourself the time and the planning to realize an idea,
Mhm.
and that's what I find I'm the most proud of.
Mhm.
But it's hard to like trust that and give yourself the time to do that
Mhm.
for anything,
Mhm.
for relationships, for projects, for designs. But like I'm always reminded like, okay, give yourself time,
Mhm.
plan it out,
Mhm.
step by step, realize that vision, and then hopefully it results in something.
It's
But,
working.
yeah.
It's totally working. We kind of talked about you getting mobbed places. Have you ever tried to be incognito? Because you're very tall.
No, I don't think I've tried to be incognito.
And would you consider it? And if you were to consider it, why would you consider it?
If I go back to Rhinebeck again, I would do incognito.
Just like hat and dark
Like I
clothes.
want to be there for like petting the sheep and hanging out with friends.
Mhm.
Like I would wear like ripped up denim and a hoodie with a cowboy hat
Yeah.
and like
Oh, now you're
go
giving it
all.
away.
Don't look out for that. But that's like every guy.
Yeah.
But like any other day.
So
like
that was a
I
negative
dress-
experience for you. That was hard.
Not negative, but just because I was expecting to just have a chill day with friends
Yeah.
and like meet a few knitters, but there's like thousands of knitters
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and I love meeting them. But then like sometimes it got too much.
It's
like
exhausting.
if you stop and 50 people make a line,
That's
and,
not
like,
cool.
I wish I had like all my books so I could sell them.
Right.
Like oh, missed opportunity.
Right.
Oh, I could have like or given out like candy or like been prepared for it somehow.
So
like
you-
I'm not ready to entertain.
Yeah, well, that's the
But-
thing. If you're not ready,
Yeah, I
Mhm.
just wanted to buy Angora and like
the
speckles.
bunnies, right?
Yeah,
Did you see the
they're
bunnies?
so cute.
They're so cute with their little
They're like-
squishy.
and you can buy them.
Yes, and you want to buy them because they're like kind of affordable.
I travel with bunnies? Do they like appreciate the going into a different city every week?
No.
They'll die.
That's a good transition. Let's talk about your nomadic life.
So I'm a knitting nomad.
Mhm.
KNOMAD.
Yes.
It's another word for being homeless.
Talk about that.
Because I lived in Amsterdam for 6 years and I got rid of my apartment
Mhm.
last fall because I was never there.
Yeah, so why
Like
you
I was
pay for it?
traveling like 9 months out of the year,
Yeah.
and it was nice to have a base.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm wasting all this rent money.
Yeah.
So I like picked up and moved everything, and now this last year I've just been in a different city every week or month. So it's been okay. I haven't had a mental breakdown yet. Stay tuned. I'm coming to a city near you. Westnet's breakdown. No, it's been really fun because I've been picking these bases. Like I'm in
Mhm.
Denver for a month.
Yeah.
So I'm looking after my friends' cats next week and
Yeah.
keeping them alive
Mhm.
and dressing them up.
Oh my gosh, cats.
But,
What's
yeah.
that on your one video? It's a cat.
This is a cat.
Oh, this
Because Reykjavik is filled with street cats. They're all taken care of, but
is a cat.
yeah.
This is a cat.
People always give me cat stuff, and I'm like, cute. Like I do like cats, but
But-
like I don't have cats.
Yeah, that's just your shtick for Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
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 So how does that feel? I mean, are you cool with that?
Yeah, for now, but definitely after this year, I want a new base for
Yeah.
next year, like a place for all my yarn.
Yeah,
Because
what
I
do you do about the
travel
yarn?
with 50-pound suitcases, 2 each, and I just load and unload them. So I have my stuff stored at my mom's in Chicago, at my friend's in New Jersey, my Jewish mom in New Jersey, Karen.
K-pop,
So
yarn
she's like
tip.
keeping my stuff in her basement, holding it hostage. And then I have like a few suitcases in
Holding it
Reykjavik and
hostage.
Amsterdam. So like every time I'm in one of those places, I load or reload.
You know what? You're
And
like
get shut
those
stuff
movies.
shipped to me.
You're like those movies when they have the locker in the train station.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's you.
Yeah.
You have all your lockers around the
Yeah,
country.
yeah, definitely. I only have 2 suitcases of stuff with
Oh
me,
my gosh.
which is hard because I need my samples, my
Yeah.
outfits,
Yeah.
and I'm always making new outfits and
Yeah.
new samples. So I'm like lately I've been like giving stuff away.
Yeah,
so if
take
you
it.
like see me in the next few months, I'll be like, take this mohair shawl. I can't. I have too much mohair in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite stop so
Don't
far?
recommend it.
Okay, you don't recommend it, yeah.
Well, I love Iceland. I love Reykjavik.
I loved it too.
In the States, I love. I don't know.
Do you think you'll home base in the States?
Mm-mm.
Because
No, I thought
Europe's
I
more your
would.
jam.
I thought I would. Like, I thought I'd go to New York, but that's so crazy. Like, I was there for a month, and it's inspiring, but it's exhausting.
Okay.
Because people might think I'm like, oh, in New York, like, you'd be inspired by that and thrive in it.
Mhm.
But I'm like an introvert in like extroverted sheep's clothing.
Mhm. I see that. And it's probably exhausting.
Yeah.
And there's a long
Need a
hazing period
quiet
for New York.
place. Yeah.
There's a
Did you
long-
live there?
I've lived there for 15 years.
In the city?
Mhm.
Shit. Holy nit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It takes a year to decide if you can be strong enough to stay.
Yeah.
Because the city chews you up
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and spits you out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a positive and negative.
Yep.
Like, so many great things in your face and people
Yep.
you're meeting, and then the same, like, you never know if someone's shouting at you. It's
Yes.
gonna be like, love your look, or like, you look like trash, or
Mhm.
like, it's just, you just take it or leave
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You have the best New York day. They're the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the worst are the
I
worst.
felt that too, like
Mhm.
feeling like real sad and like, or just like real low and
Mhm.
uninspired one day, and the next day, like the best people meeting of your
Yes.
life and being inspired.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a lot of friends that live there that are that we went to school for dance.
Mhm.
They're doing the artist dancing working thing. I don't know how they do
It's
it,
hustle
but I
and
see
it's-
them. They are working so
Mhm.
hard. They have to have like a focus.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I got into that zone of like, I'm going here this day. I'm only on the subway like 2 trips.
Yes.
That's all I can handle.
Yes.
If someone like invites me, there's this great thing happening. Like, I've already been on the subway twice
Yep,
today. I
can't
can't.
go.
I can't. I'm checked out. I need my like frozen mojito and
Oh
like
my
done.
gosh. Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah.
This is actually really helpful that you're doing this because you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
New York's not for me.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But I did meet
Tell me.
ZZ, who works at Havana Outpost
Yeah.
in Fort Greene neighborhood,
Yeah.
because I was knitting there every day. She's like, I heard about you. My friend told me there's a knitter in town, and I crochet bikinis. You're my new best friend. I'm like, yes, I am.
So is she still
And
your
so we
your
like
posse?
crafted together,
Awesome.
and she got me all these frozen margaritas.
That's awesome.
She manages this great Cuban place.
Love
so
it.
I'm like, best friends.
We found your place.
Mhm.
Okay, this is awesome. Let's talk about the music videos.
The music.
Okay, first of all, I have an idea for a video. I'm
What
going to
is
run
it?
it by you right now. Okay, so you've been to Times Square,
I have.
and you've seen all of the people who like, they circle up. The guys are like, come in for the
Yeah,
show. Come
yeah.
on, come on, come on. And they like wait till there's like a crowd.
Yeah.
And then they get in the middle, they turn on music.
Yeah.
And they get in the middle and they each take turns doing like their moves.
Yeah.
Right? They got like their like signature moves,
Like
whatever.
speaker,
Yeah,
yeah.
They want money,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, so my idea is we sort of emulate that.
Ooh.
And then people go in the
We, so
center.
it's a duet.
It's more than just you and me.
Okay.
Because I don't really have a
Ooh.
skill. I mean, I don't know what I would do.
You can twirl in your pink eyeball shawl.
Yes. But I was thinking like, you would be like, you take a turn and you brioche or
Yeah.
whatever. Do your Stephen West thing.
Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah. And then like Alex creates, he would like go in
Yeah.
and spin.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we get like people, like yarn bombers, whatever,
Cool.
and then like we make this, it's not really a music video like yours,
No.
but it's like this video where it's like
Fiber moment.
street art, you know,
Yeah.
New York, and I kind of like
I
it.
like that idea. That'd be
I
really
think we
cool.
should think about it.
I think it'd be really great to like have loud music that like sets up this environment for something epic to happen.
And they think it's gonna be this.
And then it's just like I walk out and I like do my brioche, and then like Alex comes and does
Yeah.
some like sets down and spins.
Yeah.
And they're still waiting for like someone to like
Yeah.
flip over us.
Yeah.
And then like you come out and like just pose
Whatever.
in the eyeball shawl.
Yeah, I'll do like a fashion show with my
Yeah.
West knits. I think it's kind of great.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Let's think about it.
Mhm.
There's
we need,
time.
We need a good music, like something poppy.
Well, yeah, but there's time. I think this is like a seed we've planted, and we're gonna think about this.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, love this. Okay, so
The
but
intention is set.
do you rewrite the lyrics to these songs? Do you do it?
Yes, I'm a writer, I'm a model, I'm a dancer, I'm a designer. It's the way I'm cheap and available. So I do it all. I rewrite it. I've been working with my friends that we went to dance school with, so
Yeah.
they help me edit it
Yeah.
and perform.
They're the ones in the videos with you.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
And does it just come to you when it comes to you, or do you force it? Like, we need a music video?
No,
or
it just like comes to me, and I have a folder in my iPhone in my notes that says brilliant ideas. So that's where the music videos are. That's where Tassellate It came from. So any like random pattern name, successories. That's like needs to be a whole business knit line of like accessories for success. Successories, like what are you gonna wear to the office?
Yeah, like this.
Yes, this like ruffles and shawls and some pleather, like.
Okay, so this is your brilliant ideas.
Yeah,
Love
so that's where it all sits and like.
Do you have one brewing right now?
Let me see. Let me see what's in my brilliant ideas.
Oh,
there's like always a million things. Yeah, that's my eyeball.
Love it.
Phone case.
Okay, so while you're looking that up, we were watching you. My daughter and I, who's 4, we were watching you on the Do You Knit New podcast.
Yeah.
You were in the background, like brioching and being you.
And I was wearing the same outfit because it's all I own because I'm on the road.
Well, and you had this on.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's 4, she's like, "That's an eyeball? That is so cool." That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, so my brilliant ideas.
Go.
Don't steal any of this.
You're now signing an NDA.
Yeah, this is NDA, top secret FBI information.
You heard it here first.
So I want to do like a DK shawl called DK You Slay, and that'll be like a little drag queen shoot.
Yes.
That could be a whole DK collection.
Yes.
Texture time is going to be a thing. I'm all about texture and mohair.
I love you.
I want to do like a summer collection of like knit tank tops and shorts, and it'll be called Beach Boys, Tops and Bottoms. You imagine what that shoot looks like. It might be for like the PG-13 or like our audience. Yeah, calendar. I don't know. You got
I love these ideas.
accessories.
This is a long list. I mean, you shouldn't give it all away here, but this is long.
You got a good little teaser.
I love that. Who's Penelope?
Penelope is my
We're
friend Malia. She started Penelope Craft in Amsterdam, and then I joined it, and it's Stephen and Penelope. So people are always in there asking, like, where's Stephen? I'm always on the road, and Penelope is like the brains and the work behind it all. Like,
we give her all the credit.
Yeah. So I like partnered up with her, and we do these awesome knit-alongs and have the shop together now. But yeah, she's this like.
What makes you say yes when someone asks you to come to the store or whatever? Besides money, because we know you're getting paid.
If someone invites me to come, usually it's.
Because you got to be a little picky. I'm imagining you have to say no.
Yeah, any invitations, like if you invite me through Westnitz at Gmail, if I'm like in a place, I'll look at, like, I categorize it all by location. So I'll see like, oh, who else has like expressed interest?
And if you can make it happen.
Yeah, but I only get to go to a few new places a year. But if you send me like a photo filled with people holding the eyeball shawls, like, sold. Like, I'm there.
That's a great tip. Okay, someone was asking me, how do you like know all the little tips that you give? Like how, like you'll do little videos on your YouTube channel, like a tip.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Is that just like
most
user
of it's
driven?
all made up, or things I've like just made up or found shortcuts of ways to do them.
From
like,
experimenting.
Yeah, from shortcut rows, like my modular joining technique I use in a lot of my patterns. I like reuse a lot of the same techniques, but yeah, most of them I like recycle from these ideas I find and make them my own. But a lot of them I just like make up.
Okay.
Like the braid in my new mystery knit along. I'm like, I don't want to weave in my ends. What can I do with them?
Awesome.
And I braid it. It's like, oh, brilliant, cool. It's like, lazy, fun.
When you do a mystery knit along, do you start with a vision or you just start knitting?
I start with the general mood or feeling or idea, and it never results in that. So most of them start as like a solid first section that I love, like the doodler, where these short rows.
Yeah.
I love that. I had no idea where I was going.
Yeah.
So I like lay it out and like imagine different scenarios, maybe try a couple. No, let me do, and then I tried this cable thing and it worked. And still after that, I was like, this is 2 sections, that's short. What else can I add to it?
Okay.
So most of my designs are improvised, which means I have to re-knit them a second time or third time to write the pattern.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't like the pattern writing, but I like knitting.
Yeah.
So if I have to knit a third one, I'll like knit it in different colors.
Yeah, good. Then you have.
Gets me to write it that next time.
Okay, here we are. Here are the 9 questions. Knit or crochet?
Knit.
Weave or spin?
Spin.
Cashmere or alpaca?
Oh, cashmere.
Bulky or fingering?
Alpaca.
Bulky or fingering?
Bulky. What did I just say?
Color or neutrals?
I'm a man of contradiction.
Color or neutrals?
Color.
Sweater or socks?
Sweater. Socks too big of a foot.
One. Favorite. I might have missed one. Favorite place to knit in public?
Bathroom. No, that's not public. That's behind closed doors. I don't do that. In public, cafe. I love cafe knitting.
Favorite project of all time?
Okay. One, Brioche Chevron blanket, because it's so huge and all the speckles and all the brioche. But Panguono.
I know, that one, that's, yeah, okay.
Oh.
What's on your needles now, if you could talk about it?
Sneak peek. I'm doing a speckled fade chevron deliciousness with color pops. Because I'm doing lots of new fade designs. So you're going to look out for a new knit along soon. But yeah, sneak peek. All the colors.
Oh my gosh, Stephen West, thank you so much for being my 1-year anniversary interview.
Yay.
I hope you'll be on the channel again.
I hope so too.
We should do like whatever you want.
Okay.
All the time. I'm here for you. Let's take a selfie. We're going to do it on YouTube. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is for K-Pop. Okay, show this. Can you show this?
And my knits. Speckle it up. Neon
We got
realness.
it. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye, y'all. Keep on knitting, kittens.